Hello everyone. I figured I'd make yet another Stephen Paddock video. I mean, there are just so many unanswered questions about him. He is an enigma. I mean, not only is he the worst spree killer in United States history, well, or at least the most prolific spree killer in United States history, but he left no note, no manifesto, none of that crap. He left no statements. And he's a rather strange character, a very strange character. I mean, he would walk into a casino wearing sweatpants and sandals. He often said, he said one time, I don't do sun. He slept in the day and gambled all night, basically. But before he got into all of that, he was a IRS agent, a mailman, and a few other things. I think a defense contractor and a real estate guy, a real estate guy. Well, he was a defense contractor of, some kind. I don't think he was running around with a big gun or anything like that. But anyway, it does lead to a lot of questions about him because it is known that, he would bring his own beer into the casino because he didn't like to tip the waitress too much and all that stuff. He was very good at video poker. That's how he became rich. And he had a house in Florida that he surprisingly gave a key to some guy and said he could use his tools if he would just watch over the house. And what's interesting is that he never expressed an interest in firearms, according to a lot of people. He never talked about them. I'm not talking about an unhealthy interest in firearms. I'm talking about never really talked about firearms at all. And yet he had an arsenal, and nobody had a clue he was even a gun owner. And that's just amazing. He was a very private person. And the day of the massacre, he hanged a "Do Not Disturb" sign on the door, mostly so, room service wouldn't come and clean his room and discover all of the weapons he had, because they didn't allow guns into the hotel, the casino/casino. And as far as his motive, it's all a mystery, but it's like some people say it was ISIS. It's like, that's bullshit. He had no affiliation with Muslims or any religious affiliation at all, really. Because, generally these terrorists like that can only associate with Muslims. He did not he didn't hear any cries of Allah Akbar coming from the room or anything like that. Also, they say he was on a losing streak. That seems, I don't know if he would go that far that quickly, because if you gamble, you lose, and I'm pretty sure he was familiar with losing money as well as making it, if he'd done it for like 20 plus years. So he probably knew how that worked. That being said, he also, had a girlfriend. He had two marriages. They failed, but he had marriages. That's more than can be said for, Elliot Roger or a lot of these other guys. But spree killers, many people think they just snap like that, and go bam, 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 bam. No, that's not how it works. It takes years. And a lot of these times they spend time planning this shit. And maybe it was like just another job or career for him planning this. Because it often becomes like a job, a career, and an occupation as they start, planning their final retribution. I suspect that a lot of them think that their whole lives were leading up to this particular day in which they would just slaughter mass droves of people. They spend time planning, they spend time, gathering weapons and all this stuff, mapping out locations, deciding where to hit, when to hit, and how hard to hit, best time to hit, that sort of thing. And see, many people will ask, why can't, if they want to die so bad, why can't they just kill themselves? Why do they gotta cause all this anguish and carnage and stuff like that? Well, think about it. I mean, if they just commit suicide, they would just die anonymously. Nobody would even bother to report it. They won't make national or even world news then. I mean, it would just, they might not even make local news. But if they massacre a bunch of people before they kill themselves, they're immortalized. I mean, Stephen Paddock has burned himself into the pages of infamy forever. Just like Elliot Rodger did. Just like, the Columbine shooters, Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold did. The same way Charles Whitman did. The same way Orm Hampton did. The list can just go on and on and on and on. And, it's also worth noting that he showed signs of being verbally and emotionally abusive to his girlfriend. It's not clear if he ever put his hands on her, but he would often publicly berate her and humiliate her in public. And he didn't hesitate to do that. And the closest thing that anyone ever got to talking about his political views was he just said, this one guy was wearing a Trump shirt, I'm a Trump fan. And he never brought up politics before, and he never brought it up again, at least not with this particular guy. And there's been, conspiracy theories and all that, and I'm not too big on all that shit. He might have been set up, but I think that's rather unlikely. Obviously there's a lot of emotion coming from his family, knowing that, their family, loved one is dead, and he slaughtered a whole bunch of people before he did so. And ultimately, we don't have a real clue as to what his motivation was. I mean, we all can speculate and debate and argue and make videos like I'm doing about what we think why he did it. But the fact of the matter is that again, as I've said before, there's only one person, who can answer why he did it. And that one person committed suicide on the 32nd floor of a Las Vegas hotel, surrounded by hundreds of, around over 1,000 spent shell casings. There's already been a lot of prying into his life. I mean, investigators have searched his home with a fine-tooth comb. Hey, that's a rhyme. They left no stone unturned. They probably overturned every stone at least twice, if not 3 or 4 times. And they still haven't found a concrete motive. Whatever his motivations were, he kept them well hidden. He didn't seem to, he didn't really discuss politics, or at least not very often. He didn't have any religious views that are known at this time. He was just an unusually private person. And he was a loner who seemed to be able to socialize when he wanted to. I heard his brother talking about eating like $1,000 worth of, sushi one time or something like that. And, the truth is, we don't know the truth. I don't have all the answers. You don't have all the answers, and not some forensic psychologist doesn't have the answers. But the fact of the matter is that, he is just an enigma and will probably remain so forever. Because he's the only one who knew why he did it, and he is dead now. so he can't tell us. He is nothing more than a scattered box. He's nothing more than either a box of ash or scattered ash right now, because he was cremated, according to a coroner. They gave his what was left of him, to his brother. And he was raised by a single mom. His father, as I said before, was a bank robber who made it to the 10 most wanted list. And he had no real criminal record other than an infraction. And, you know, who knows why this freak did this sick crap. But anyway, I do hope that, you know, we can learn some things from this. I hope you found this video educational, and feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I doubt this will be my last video about Stephen Paddock, but this will probably be my last for a while. Anyway, be sure to leave a donation. I'd really appreciate it.